Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and we are back for the F1 23 Road to Glory series for Alfa Romeo. We are here for race 2, and we are here around Jeddah for Saudi Arabia, and basically to see on where we do, and basically see on what we can do around round 2 of Jeddah. If you not check out round 1, that was around Bahrain, please go check that out below. Spoiler alert, it was quite a bad race from my side. Spun out very late into the not super late into the race, but it was around the late stages of the race, and again, the tires were falling off quite a lot around race 1. So yeah, definitely learned a lot though in that race, and basically was getting used to the car as well. I took race 1 as more of a learning curve as we now push on into Saudi Arabia, which again, Jeddah being a more of a high-speed type track, again, it's just gonna be hard to see on what we can do. We unfortunately. It's kind of hard to see if we can bring upgrades onto the car, because again, if we do rush upgrades, they could have a possibility of them failing. But looking at some upgrades as well, there's no point of doing an engine upgrade right now to rush it. So we're gonna put that on, get ready for Australia, which we should have another big upgrade package coming out for Australia. But very much indeed. But also, it is time to possibly do some rear downforce maybe, and also doing a minor weight reduction upgrade, which is the cable assembly, which that will actually unlock us for tire wear upgrades, which I do focus a lot on the chassis, and we'll do some rear downforce as well. So just get the car ready for Australia. Australia being a lot more of quite a little bit of a low downforce traffic circuit, but again, I mean, it's more just you need balance, and yeah. But we do get the cable assembly on, and that actually unlocks tire wear upgrades, and that is what I needed. Oh, thank you, tire wear upgrades. Again, these, if you not check out, I mean, we were struggling a lot with the tires, and we'll finally get some tire upgrades on for race 3 around Australia, which Albert Park, quite a bit of a tricky track as well for me, but it is still, again, we'll see what we can do here. But so far now, as we get ready for practice in Jeddah, car feels pretty good. We're running a whole different new setup. We ran 2 different setups, and this setup that I'm running right now in this practice session was more my liking compared to the other one. And the car feels very balanced, very much balanced. I feel very confident into this weekend. Valtteri goes P7 on a soft tire run. We sit P15. We did a lot of long runs. And again, I mean, the same issues kind of around Bahrain, kind of creeping a little bit here around Jeddah, but the track, it's much more fast flowing, and again, the car is a lot balanced. I got the setup right, and I'm pretty confident as we head into qualifying into the race. I think we might have a shot to just maybe sneak into P10 if we get lucky. I mean, it's a possibility. We could possibly sneak into points if we play our cards right, but again, I don't want to get too cocky, because again, I mean, we don't even know what's going to happen in the race yet. I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know what's going to happen in qualifying either. So everything is going to be approached differently, and as we head on to Jeddah, expect it to be a good weekend from us on our side. Race pace is there, quality pace is there. Did some qualifying laps as well in practice too, and yeah, so expect a lot in today's race today, qualifying today as we head into Saturday. So very much indeed. But I'm not gonna waste any more much of your time, y'all. We're gonna jump into qualifying here. We're gonna see where we could put this car in the grid. I'm pretty confident through qualifying, so we'll see where we put the car at as we get ready for qualifying around Jeddah, the fastest street circuit in the world. Here we are for qualifying around Jeddah. Pretty confident. Said that before, but I'm gonna say it again. We are mighty quick this weekend. We are not far off compared to our rivals, which are the likes of Haas and Williams and also AlphaTauri. We are sitting, I think, third. I don't think we only brought 1 upgrade, but that actually really didn't boost us, if you know what I mean. So, I mean, it wasn't like an enormous upgrade, if you know what I mean. But First lap wasn't so good, as you saw right there. We got beached on the curb, which again, I mean, that outside curb is still catching me out in this game, but we did it again. So then we go around for a second lap, and it's just such, Jeddah is so satisfying to drive in this year's game again. And basically that's just on the limit on that first lap. We found about 3 seconds. That was mainly because we backed out of our original lap, but we didn't get a great one run through turn 1 and turn 2. We could find a little bit more time through those couple of corners, but as we go on to finish this lap, I expect us to find a lot of time, but I expect us right here through this middle sector to be our strongest part of the track. We got one of the best centers on the grid, but we also got some good straight line speed, so we're not too bad in the straight line. But as well, we are having a little bit of a downshift type issue, and because originally I would run optimal 5th gear, but when I was downshifting, my thing actually didn't respond. So I'm on controller, as y'all know, I am a controller player, and it didn't respond very well. So I hope that doesn't continue on through the weekend, because again, we do have a backup controller ready, so we can easily switch up to the backup, which is good. But again, I hope that doesn't happen again. But we set a purple sector 2, and that actually puts us P6, and we're ahead of Valtteri on that lap. So what a great lap. I mean, again, it was kind of good we backed off on our first lap, but I mean, it's not optimal to have a horrible. Well, I mean, it's not optimal to have a horrible first lap, but again, I mean, these things happen. So yeah. We set P10 though, end of Q1. We found about 3/10 already through that first sector, mainly because I had a huge snap coming out of that, and we saved the car eventually, and we're back. So let's see what we can do. We improved by also almost 5 seconds now as we head down into the next part of the track onto the banking, but enormous amount of time was found, which, I mean, can we carry more into the lap as we did? And we did, and that puts us up actually into Q2. We're into Q2, and that actually put us P6 that lap. So 4/10 off from max, and yeah, that's pretty good. And Valtteri sits P11. So all right, that's not really gonna do anything, you know what I mean? So it's just Q1. So he's in the Q2, but both of us are in the Q2, which is pretty good. We are both in the Q2. Magnussen is also in as well. Both Haas boys did make it in as well, but as we now approach Q2, the second qualifying lap, we can hopefully to find a little bit more time as well, mainly through the first sector, because I feel like there's maybe a little bit more time through the first sector, mainly just the first couple of corners. And I think there's more time definitely through that final corner as well. We could definitely find at least a couple, like maybe about another 1-2 tenths. But setting our first banker lap as we actually puts us up into P3, behind Norris, but ahead of Nico Hülkenberg, which was crucial. But as we now jump to our final lap in Q2, we actually are sitting into Q3 and P7. So our car is mighty quick, but again, we're on our used set of tires because we only had one. We're basically running the same tires that we did run on our previous lap. But we found a tenth, or about almost 2/10 on the first couple of corners. But again, making a little bit of a mistake. We ran out wide just a little bit. We had to kind of get off the gas a little bit so we didn't get beached on that curb. But still pushing on through the middle sector, or through the first sector of the track, the more satisfying part through the fast sweeping corners. And again, get a little bit beached on the curb as well, so we're losing a little bit, a couple more tenths. We lost basically all that tenths through that corner, and that's not ideal. So we'll have to keep pushing on, and we push on completely, and you'll see where we qualify, because we didn't make it. We did not make it. We set P13, and we're out in Q2. And Valtteri almost got into Q3, almost did. He had to find at least about one more tenth, but Lando Norris though does have a grid penalty for, I don't know what it was. It probably was for impeding. So we will technically start P12, but yeah, the second lap, like, we just couldn't do anything. I mean, the tires were horrendous. I mean, it just, again, I mean, it's not good running 2 qualifying laps. Again, we could have probably just done 1 lap in Q2, but I just kind of just wanted to do a second lap, see where the pace was. So we'll basically see on what Valtteri's lap time was. He was actually he basically improved his second lap compared to us, though. We didn't really improve. We actually lost a lot of time. So yeah, but that's all it is though for that. So quite unfortunate, but whatever. So we'll move on to the race though, and we'll see what we can do around Jeddah. So let's get on to the race, shall we?
We've got fast sweeping corners under the lights and 20 racers all ready to write their name into the quickly growing history of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. It's Sergio Perez on pole today, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Gasly, Bottas, Magnussen, Cowboy, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Norris, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Albon, Sargent, and Nick de Vries. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Alright, here we are, P12 on the grid for Saudi Arabia, around Jeddah. We also, if you not check out earlier, if you guys did not remember, we actually benefited from Lando Norris because he actually did have a penalty. It probably was for impeding, to be honest. That's what it looked like, but we're looking pretty good. We are looking pretty good, but a couple things though to see with the strategies going on through the field. Oscar Piastri, the last bottom four cars through the back of the grid, have actually went to the soft. Sergio Perez has also went for the soft. We're going to stay on the mediums, and we're just going to run to the hards. We're going to just do that. I mean, it's just the easiest strategy as well. It's just what I like to do. So we're going to run that. We're going to see what we can do in this race today. It's going to be a bit of a challenge one. And expect it to be a little bit tricky, but it's alright though. We got 5 red lights though underway in Jeddah. And we're not underway for the Jeddah Grand Prix or around Saudi Arabia, but we get a decent start ahead. We actually jump Valtteri. Valtteri's did not, again, another horrible start from Valtteri as we go down the inside on Gasly and Fernando Alonso as we got beached on the curb a little bit, made contact with Alonso. We give Alonso just enough space. Gasly also fighting that back with Alonso, but Alonso's clearly ahead, and we're going to back off of that. We're going to let Alonso go. There is no point of fighting Fernando Alonso. He is not our race. Pierre Gasly, though, he has had another horrible start in that Alpine, but we keep pushing on. We're running a little bit wide, though, once again. Again, just really struggling just through that middle sector on the track. Mainly because, again, the fronts are a little bit cold, so we had to warm up the fronts just a little bit more to get basically just good temperature in the window, and we are comfortably ahead. But the AI, once again, they're freaking fast on the first lap. They are, woo! I mean, they are like prime Schumacher on the first lap. I mean, I feel like Nikita Mazepin right now on the opening laps here, but still very early on. We got 25 laps, though. Anything can happen in this race, but I don't expect us to be fighting with Fernando Alonso or Pierre Gasly. But Gasly's actually, unfortunately for Gasly, though, he's actually sitting behind us, and that's not great for his race as well, because Gasly should have probably been up there in P10, and he's not up there right now. And well, he should be technically up there with his teammate, but I feel like he is also learning his Alpine through the first opening starts of the race. But again, Gasly gets around us, and we're going to let Gasly go, and we're going to sit back, possibly fight this back with Gasly. We got an enormous straight line speed, but I don't think we're going to fight this back. No, we don't. We're going to back out of it, and again, do some more lifting and coasting to see what we do. But Alonso and Ocon, they're going at it. Former teammates. Obviously, they used to be, they're good best friends. They were good best friends last year, and they're having a little bit of a squabble. And Kevin Magnussen and also Valtteri Bottas, they can also easily come back at us again. But there we go. Oh, there we go once again. Got beached on the curb there once again. Now we have to rejoin safely on the track. We don't want to kill Valtteri. We do not kill Valtteri. Very sketchy to rejoin, but we rejoined somewhat safely because, I mean, it was safe. To be fair, it was enormously safe. But again, oh, a huge snap. Oh, my God. I just nearly crapped my pants. That was an enormous snap. We keep the car going, though. And run out wide, and again, let that. Oh my God! All right, had to take another escape road. Sorry, y'all. They should put a bollard there. That should be another escape road because that is OP. But I had to basically just take that. I had to get off track though because again, I mean, I didn't want to get beached on the curb. So yeah, but Valtteri and Magnussen, they're going at it. They had a good fight in Bahrain, and they're gonna fight again. Basically, all the way through lap 2 now. But we're also on a threat from Nico Hulkenberg and also Yuki Tsunoda. And again, you can get this is like, you can get an enormous draft and also just an enormous slipstream through these corners. Because again, like I said in the previous video in Bahrain, the second car back from someone who has DRS, they can easily go past you like a rocket ship. And that's what I expect to be happening in Jeddah. But Bottas around the outside, and then he has the inside line preferred. And then Magnussen's going to keep fighting this back. They're still having a little bit of a squabble. Magnussen ahead of Valtteri. Valtteri also gets back ahead of Magnussen. They're side by side through the next couple of corners, and Valtteri will get ahead of Magnussen. And Magnussen will let that, and he will live to fight another day. And oh my God, another snap there once again. He got beached on the curb there once again. Nico Hulkenberg, the Hulk has re-entered this battle. And Yuki Tsunoda now, he's going to possibly have that effect that he did. We kind of block Yuki off just a little bit, but we give him just enough space. And we do get it, and we do give Yuki enough space, and we're going to keep pushing on for P11 now. Well, P12 we chased after P11, and also P10. So, Valtteri's sitting in the points, though, but it's only 1 point. But I don't care. 1 point is enormous for us. But anyways, Bottas down on the around the outside once again. Magnussen also caught up around the outside as well, but Magnussen will let Valtteri go. And he will fight, and they will basically live to fight another day. But Valtteri fights back Magnussen. And Magnussen also fought that back there once again. We're now going to get we're going to get that DRS slipstream effect. And this could possibly come into effect here once again. We got the DRS. We don't have the overspeed, though, on Valtteri, though. And Valtteri just defended that off because, again, he took the racing line and had to go off track just a little bit to basically rejoin safely. Yes, we do. And now we chase after Valtteri Bottas here once again for the final point. And again, Yuki Tsunoda there. Once again, that's that slipstream effect that I was talking about. Valtteri got ahead of Magnussen. Not Valtteri, I mean Yuki got ahead of Magnussen. And Yuki's pretty quick. He's pretty rapid. But here we go. Got the slipstream. Got the DRS on Bottas there. Once again, you got that slipstream effect coming into effect. And we're going to go around the down the inside of Valtteri. We give Valtteri enough space, and we're going to give Valtteri the space. And Valtteri's going to possibly lose that fight, though. The Yuki Tsunoda, though, as we're now going to get ahead of both, and we're now clear so far, though. But on lap 6, though, the racing is absolutely enormous. It is basically a whole fight for 1 point, and the 1 point is key for everyone. And again, Yuki Tsunoda up the middle. Look at him go. And Valtteri and Yuki, they've actually made contact, and Lance Stroll's now entered the battle. I mean, that Aston's pretty quick. You expect Stroll to be up there with his teammate, and also possibly be in P10, but again, the double slipstream effect coming into effect down on the inside, comfortably ahead. Did we get enough space? Yes, we do. We're going to have the inside line, and we're going to get ahead as we go underneath the hotel section. What a race right there. That was enormous there once again, and again, another slide through the corner on lap 8, but again, 5 cars battling for 1 point, and we're basically fighting for the positions. And Lance Stroll now, he's in this fight. And also Yuki Tsunoda, look at this, 5 cars fighting. And both the McLarens are just sitting back here watching this. And again, it was 3 originally. And it's now 5 have become 8 cars for 1 point paying position. And that is key. But again, we got the DRS, you got the slipstream. Yuki thought about defending that. But we go down the inside. Yuki's going to fight this around the outside. Yuki's not late to stand on the brakes. And he's going to do it again. And he thought about it, but here he goes around the outside. He's got the slipstream, he's got the DRS, and Lance Stroll now comes into effect from that overspeed. And again, it's another 3-car battle for the points. Oh, we had to actually respond because Yuki actually gave Stroll the space. And again, here we go, and once again, a dosage of DRS, and we're gonna have so much more overspeed compared to Stroll and Tsunoda. We go down the inside from P12 to P10. passed 2 cars on the opening straight, and I expect this race to be like this. I mean, this is insane right now, and we're fighting with Lance Stroll again on lap 10, and Stroll actually is clear, and he's going to get ahead, but we're going to fight Stroll back here once again. Stroll got us down through the last couple of corners through turn 27, and again, there is the double slipstream effect coming into effect for Magnussen and also Tsunoda. And Tsunoda actually, look at that, 3 cars down to turn 1 and 2. Holy filterfish. It is amazing right now for the battle for the final points taking position. We're comfortably ahead in the points. We sit P10, but Stroll, I mean, the fight is with Stroll because Stroll is basically the guy that we're going to fight, and once getting a huge snap there, once again the rears are kind of quite falling off, and everything kind of settled down a little bit through this point. Everything kind of settled down, so we got a little bit of a breathing space, but Piastri, though, if you take a look, Piastri actually has pitted, and I believe also De Vries as well, and also Logan Sargent, or that might be Alex Albon, but a couple guys did pit, though, very early on. Sergio Perez got a couple guys in the pits as well. I think you got the Ferrari, and also you got the Mercedes as well, maybe one of the Alpines as well, but the tires are quite falling off. You can see the yellow on the tires just a little bit, but we're actually going to come into this lap. We're going to do what Stroll doesn't do, and we're going to pit, and we're going to go for the undercut. We're going to try to undercut Stroll, and I'm pretty confident we can get this undercut, but you got a couple other guys that are coming on down into the pits as well. You got the Strolls of, like, it looks like we got one of the Haas's, the Williams of Sargent, and that's an unsafe release, but no unsafe release penalty, so thank you very much, EA. And we push on. But Oscar Piastri, though, has jumped us. And he's actually undercut basically the whole field. Because he's out 4. Look at this. 5 seconds ahead of me. And my man cooked. Who let Oscar cook? Someone let Oscar cook. It's probably McLaren. And Oscar's cooking right now. And he's sitting in that final points paying position. So what an enormous start for Piastri. But if you not check out that pit stop, though, Lando Norris, though, did come in to change his front wing. So Lando looks like got some front wing damage. I don't know where he got that from, but he had to come into the pits now. And now we have to see if we can basically run Piastri's pace as well. But we do have some yellow flags up in the front, though. That could be for someone else. That could be from Lewis Hamilton. So we could sit now P10 in this race again in the final points paying position, and that we could sit P10. That is Lewis Hamilton. He is out of the Grand Prix around Jeddah, so that's unfortunate for Lewis. It's kind of unfortunate for Lewis, but again, we're gonna fortunately thank you, Lewis, though, because again that now moves us up into the points, and thank you for that, Lewis. We now push on with almost 10 laps to go left in this race, and again, it's going to be very much a tricky start. Basically tricky now just to see on where we do stand with Lance Stroll and also Alex Albon, which mainly Lance Stroll I'm more focused on because, again, that Aston Martin is absolutely enormous. He is quick. Stroll is quick. He can make that car, well, his defending is known to be a bit controversial in real life, but I'm not going to get into that. It's a whole different story, but we do sit ahead of Stroll, though, and Albon also, he's got a lot of straight line speed. That Williams is pretty quick around the straight line as well, so I expect Albon to very much be in this fight again. But the hard tires, they feel really well right now, and the setup feels really good. I'm very much balanced compared to where I was. But Valtteri actually did get ahead of one of the Williams. That was Alex Albon. So that's very much that's a very much W from us for him, not for us, unfortunately. But yeah, so we're gonna basically defend down the inside on Stroll. Stroll's gonna get ahead. And we're going to basically have the DRS again as we head down into the main straight through turn 27 we go. And we're going to get the dose of DRS. We do get the DRS. We're comfortably ahead. We're gaining. He was dumping a lot more overtake, but again, we're going to go down the inside. Oh, we give him a big squeeze there once again. That is a send of a lifetime, and we're going to get ahead. And once again, he got right back around us. And we're going to do this again. So we're basically tag teaming here. We're tag teaming for the points. And had to pause. I had to shoot a quick text on my phone. So sorry about this, guys. Just please hold on. Alright. Sorry. Please hold on. Almost done. Almost done. And here we go. We're back racing. That was not intended, but I had to shoot a quick text. So sorry, y'all. But anyways, sit P10. And Oscar Piastri, though, I mean, we're kind of gaining on Oscar, but it's not like an enormous, because again, his lap times are pretty similar to ours. But again, I mean, I checked on his lap times early in the race, but again, if we just keep on doing the slipstream DRS effect, for basically if Stroll keeps on getting us, and we can retaliate back, this is basically going to bring us closer to Piastri. So I'm going to let Stroll go here. I'm not going to defend this, because this is my IQ strategy. Let Stroll go. Right. Then basically sit behind him. You get the DRS right here. Dump overtake. Alright. Dump all the overtake you got. Get right back around Stroll. And basically you gain time because you're fighting. You're not really fighting, but you're getting the slipstream from Stroll. And that's actually bringing you closer to Oscar Piastri. So that is the IQ strat. And we could possibly, if we just keep on going like this, we could maybe get back around him. But again, we're just defending a little bit though. It's not ideal to pass here. It is really not ideal. But also Valtteri though, he's all over the back of us now because we've actually cleared the Haas boys and basically everyone else. So it's basically a fight though for P10. And Stroll is going to go around the outside. Valtteri's got that double dosage of DRS. So this is not what I want to do right now, which is not battling. So we're going to let Stroll go here once again. Oh, maybe a little bit of contact there once again. We're going to let Stroll go. We're going to back out of that. And then we're going to also get the DRS. And that actually affected us a little bit because we actually couldn't gain up to Piastri, which is quite unfortunate. But we're going to go back down the inside on Stroll. A little bit off the line, a little bit. Got a little bit of marbles on the tires, but it's not too bad. So we're going to keep going forward. As they say, we keep on moving up. And we'll see where this goes. Also 5 laps remaining, almost approaching the end of this race. So 5 laps remaining. So if we can't get up to Piastri, then we have to hopefully just survive for the last point. That's basically the goal. But again, just kind of letting the tires a little bit breathe here. We don't want to use up the tires for that middle part of the track. So yeah, gonna probably check up on Piastri's paces. Yes, we do. We're gonna see what Piastri's pace is. Just seeing where he is sitting comfortably ahead. But another snap there once again. The rears are really falling off here once again. So bit of a struggle here through the next couple of corners. Very much indeed. But again, got a little bit beached on the curb there. Once again, go out wide. And oh no! Oh my God, that's a huge crash. An enormous crash right there. Lance Stroll has absolutely obliterated the front tire. And that is a red flag. Lance Stroll has killed our race. Oh man, what happened here? I got beached on the curb and Stroll thought he could. Oh man. Oh, that is an enormous accident. Oh boy. That's actually quite heartbreaking, but oh, that's frustrating. That's an enormous crash, and well, that's another DNF, and that's not a good look for the first 2 opening rounds. Oh.
A sterling effort from the team and a magnificent drive to secure victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team.
Oh, I don't even know what to say right now, man. I don't even know what to say. There's nothing to say. I made a mistake. That's the only thing I can say. I can really only blame myself for it. Again, I thought we could have probably been a little bit safe there because I thought Stroll could get around us, but I guess we didn't, and Stroll just absolutely just collided us. I feel like that's more just a racing incident, and I'm actually pretty gutted for that because that could have been points in the second race, but I guess these things happen. But on the bright side, though, Valtteri did bring the car home for P10. He actually gained the gap though a lot from Oscar, but I was told there was a red flag, but clearly not, unless the red flag glitch was a thing. I don't really know, but oh, I'm a bit gutted. I'm a bit frustrated.
team.
There really is only
Satisfying
one person to
score
blame,
three
and
is
that's me.
Alfa
So I will take full
Good
responsibility of
result,
the
moving
crash. And
further up the championship.
yeah, maybe
Some
we
equal
should have
parts
just.
exhausted and eluded
Again, I
with
mean, we
this weekend of
shouldn't have
Formula
we
One,
should have
so be
just.
sure to join us for the next one.
Yeah. There's really nothing more. There's nothing we can really blame on. We can't blame anybody else. It's just what, unfortunately, the circumstances that we faced. So that's quite unfortunate. But I mean, it's still very early on. But it's not a good look though for the first two races because the spin that happened at Bahrain. It was very late in the race though, but and then a crash here. But we were sitting P10 though, which is yeah, that's just frustrating. But it's all right. We'll sit back and we'll think about basically as we will push on for Australia. So just gonna check on the lap times. Valtteri was quite a little bit faster than us. So yeah, but that's all I got today's video, y'all. Bit gutted around race 2 around Jeddah, but these things happen. So there's only really one person to blame for the accident. That was me. So thank y'all for watching this video. Quite unfortunate circumstances that we faced, but things happen. It's a racing incident, so we'll see what happens as we move into Jeddah, but I'll see y'all in the next one.